Looks like a good amount of people have rolled on in. So, everyone, I am so pleased to announce Crystal Miles, who is an IAIM International Trainer based in the United Kingdom. Crystal joined the IAIM mission in 2011, mentored by Sylvie Hetu, and began her trainer process in 2017. She has previously supported the UK board as a SIMI support coordinator and regional representative for London, and now heads the social media committee to share the IAIM philosophy worldwide. As well as an instructor training, Crystal continues to run regular infant massage parenting courses, loving nothing more than witnessing the intimate bond that forms between parent and baby throughout the nurturing touch and staying connected to the roots of the movement. And I wanted to extend a deep, heartfelt thank you for joining this conference with us. And we appreciate all of our chapters around the world and how we interact and bring such important information to everyone, to every chapter. And on that note, Crystal, please bless us with your knowledge.
Thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you. It's a real privilege to be here. As you say, we are an international association. Last night I was teaching this full workshop with the German chapter with the translation, and it's a real honor to be here at the conference, which is fantastic. I was here last year as well and really excited to be back. So thank you very much for joining the session. I hope you're going to find it useful and inspiring, and that you'll maybe come out with some fresh ideas for your classes. So Stephanie gave a lovely introduction to me, but I thought I'd also explain how I came to creating this workshop. So what we're going to do over this hour is a kind of overview of what I run as a longer workshop as an IAIM approved continuing education workshop. So this is not going to have everything, unfortunately, but I'm going to get as much in as I possibly can. And so why did I create it? Firstly, it's good to know that any of you can put forward a workshop. I don't know if you're aware of that, but any SIMIs, if you feel that you can share your knowledge and you want to create a continuing education workshop, then you don't have to be a trainer. That's open to everybody. So I just thought I'd let you know that. So I decided to do one in relaxation. My history, I originally trained actually as a nutritionist. So I had a lot of information already on the body, on anatomy and physiology, and the real impacts that relaxation and stress can have on our health. Continuing on from that, once I became a mother myself, my career path changed. That's when I found infant massage and trained in lots and lots of baby birth related things. So I also am a lactation consultant, I'm a doula, I teach hypnobirthing, I help with birth trauma, obviously baby massage, do baby yoga. What have I missed out? Anything to do with parents and babies, basically, then I probably have trained in it because I love taking courses. I, as a hypnobirthing instructor in particular, I started to use relaxation and see the real benefit that it has, and personally used it for a second birth for my own child, just using relaxation methods to have a really enjoyable, relaxed, pain-free, medicalized-free birth with my second child. So just really identifying how the strength of relaxation, how powerful it can be, and what a difference it can make. So what I wanted to do was share some of this information with the rest of the community, but also ideas. So I found when I'm marking assignments or getting some student feedback, obviously, I'm sure you remember from your 4-day training, there's so much information in that 4 days. We've got parents and babies coming, we've got all of our core curriculum points. So there's not a huge amount of time on relaxation, on giving you ideas, but it is an important element of our classes. So I thought perhaps that could be an idea to use the skills that I have to help people come up with some new ideas, to try something different and to understand why and how it's so important. So that's a little bit about me. So what we're going to do in this session, just to let you know, we're going to talk about relaxation in our classes as a whole. So the workshop it mainly focuses on that relaxation section, but also we're going to think about our whole class, our whole course. How do we facilitate relaxation? We're going to delve into the science of relaxation, which includes the benefits for parents and babies. And then we're going to do lots of practical. So if you feel like doing some relaxation today, you're in the right place. We're going to have, we're going to do some breathing together. I'm going to give you some examples of other types of relaxation. Maybe we'll have some self-massage. We'll do some gentle stretching. Maybe I'll take you through a guided relaxation. So I'm just going to give you some different examples that you can try in your classes. So I wanted to start by really seeing where you are in terms of relaxation. So I did create a poll. I don't know if we have a poll.
I'm here.
I'm here. But I've also got it on a slide. So if you prefer to maybe, I don't know what's best, Stephanie, pop a number in the chat, or I can't see the screen, so I don't know if a poll is popping up or not.
I have the poll in the chat and some results are pouring in.
Okay.
We have 1 vote for I often leave the relaxation out. Yep. 1 vote for I tend to use the same relaxation each session. 1 vote for number 4, I'm okay, just looking for more ideas. And 1 vote for I'm worried my classes don't feel relaxing.
Okay, so pretty much everything. And that's fine. And that's fine. I mean, it's honest. I have had students and CMs come to me and say, I just leave it out because I don't feel confident in it. So that's why I created this workshop, and that's why you're here. So we're going to have a think about, hopefully when you leave this workshop, we're going to tick these boxes. So you're going to have better ideas to engage your parents, a variety of ideas. It's okay if you do the same thing. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes, we can get a bit stale, and maybe it's nice to try something new for yourself or for the parents, or sometimes different groups need different things. So we're going to give you a variety of ideas. So I want to start by thinking about our classes as a whole. So before we actually get to that small relaxation section of the class, how do we create a relaxation, a relaxing energy, a relaxing vibe in the classes? I mean, you're welcome to, I feel like, this feels like a lecture, but if people want to turn their audio on and pitch in with ideas, and you're very welcome to. Otherwise, I'll just keep talking. Okay. So I popped them up on a slide. So sometimes we might brainstorm this together, but people don't often come forward. So before we even get to the relaxation part of our class, there's lots of ways that we can help parents to feel relaxed. And we'll start to think about why that's so important. But it all starts from your pre-communication. Maybe it's your marketing, maybe leaflets or an email or a phone call to your parent. They want to know from the off our ethos. You want to let them know how baby-led we are. You should really reassure them. Maybe it's their first time out of the house, which can be really daunting with your first baby. So maybe we just want to let them know that there's parking, or that there's an elevator, or something simple can just help straight away make them feel more relaxed to just leave the house with a baby and come to a new activity. So lots of information in the pre-communication. Your babies are welcome to cry. Crying is communication. You're welcome to come without having a shower. You're welcome to just hold your baby or feed throughout the session. If parents know this, then they're going to feel more relaxed before they even turn up. Expectations, again, so maybe they have a very young baby and you want to let them know that it's okay. Actually, you might not be doing so much massage during the session. And this is a learning environment. There's no pressure, there's no expectation to be doing in our classes. You can just learn. You'll get handouts. We review each week. It's really fine. Sometimes there's a doll if your baby's sleeping you can practice on. So just really setting the expectations. So that, again, you're going to learn all about the states. You're going to learn when the best time is to massage your baby. It might not be during the class, and that's really okay. So setting those expectations can really help. Some of the things that have popped up on this slide, you may recognize. So there's a very famous piece of research for baby massage by Dr. Angela Underdown, based in the UK. And she talks about the 14 key mechanisms to what makes an infant massage class successful. And she studied lots of different organizations, and you'll be pleased to know that the IAIM came out top, ticking most, if not all, of the boxes. But what she noticed was that it was just so much more than strokes, as we know. Some of the organizations only ticked the stroke box, but there were lots of other key mechanisms. But some of them I've popped in here as well, because she felt that these were also integral to making the program itself actually effective and actually successful. So some of hers, for example, having personal invitations. Actually, do you, as the facilitator of your class, personally invite them to your class and then welcome them? Is it the same consistent facilitator for that 5 weeks? These things help people to feel safe and relaxed in their space. Is the setting suitable for parents and babies? Do they feel relaxed in there? Is it calm? Is it warm? Is it clean? Is it quiet? Are they comfortable? So all of these things. Something that she mentions is the optimum group size. So you have there the 4 to 8 dyads as the ideal. You can appreciate that it might feel more relaxing in a small group than, one of the sessions I remember going to, not IAIM, with my first son. And it was a room there was about 60 parents and babies in a giant cold church hall, and it was absolute chaos. And I'm sure you can imagine that was going to feel a lot more stressful than, a calm, small, relaxing group as we would create. So that optimum group size. Icebreakers, don't forget your icebreakers, helping the group bond, but also just helping to relax, maybe just saying something, introducing themselves, feeling more relaxed and comfortable with you, with the space. Don't forget yourself, always include yourself in the icebreaker as well, so they feel relaxed with you. And reassurance, I have to mention lots of reassurance. Sometimes I think 95% of our course is just reassurance. It's really fine. Babies are welcome to be babies. And that goes a long way, as I'm sure you know from your feedback and from your classes as well. The more welcoming, understanding, empathetic we are as instructors, the more relaxed and comfortable our parents will feel. And if they're relaxed and comfortable, they will learn more, they will be more receptive, they will be more willing to share with their group and with you, and they'll feel more relaxed. Okay. There's always space for the mission statement. So I just put this up there, why relaxation? So why do we have a relaxation section in our class? And one of the questions I wanted to ask, you can feel free to pop something in the chat, maybe you can share it with me, Stephanie, is how long is our relaxation supposed to be? Do you know? According to your instructor manual, how long should a relaxation itself be?
Heidi says 5 minutes, or Heidi or Heidi, I'm sorry, says 5 minutes. Anne Marie says 5 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. So according to your instructor manual, the relaxation should be approximately 1 to 2 minutes long. So tiny. That doesn't mean it can't be longer, but certainly as a minimum, the relaxation should be approximately 1 to 2 minutes long. So a whole workshop on 1 to 2 minutes of your minimum hour and a half class. So we're going to look at why it's so important. So it doesn't have to be huge. You don't have to, really overplan or worry too much about a relaxation. So we're going to think about what's essential. I always think a relaxation should include some breath work, and we're going to learn the science behind why. But otherwise, maybe it's just breath work. Maybe you're going to include some of the new ideas that you learned today. Maybe you already do. You're welcome to share when we come together at the end some of the ideas that you have to bring to this group. But yeah, a minimum of 1 to 2 minutes long. It should also ideally be before the practical. We're going to learn again why, but it helps to put parents and babies, particularly parents, at ease before trying a new activity. So it might be actually that you do a lovely relaxation at the end of your session. Maybe everyone is lying down with their babies and you do like a nice guided visualization, and that's absolutely fine. But a relaxation should also include 1 to 2 minutes before the practical, just to relax, the bodies, the brains, the hands, the nervous system, everything that's involved, because we want the massage to be successful. That's the key part. And we know that if the parents are relaxed, the biorhythms between the parents and babies show us that the baby's then going to be more receptive and more relaxed as well. We know that when we're more relaxed, the studies tell us that we have higher brain function, increased awareness, improved relationships. And we know that babies look to their caregivers in any situation to know that they're safe. So if a parent is tense or looks anxious or scared, the baby might be looking at them or picking up on that energy or seeing in their face, and is going to think, okay, no, I don't want to do this. So it's all going to link. We want this to be successful. We want the babies to be relaxed. Then we want their parents to be relaxed. We want them to be relaxed in their hands, their arms, their face, everything. So a short relaxation to lead into it is what we're looking for. We know that stress can pass from parents to babies as well. Again, it's the biorhythms. So let's have a little look at what's going on in the body in terms of the stress response. So we're going to cover this quite briefly. So I'm just going to think about the stress response system. So the hypothalamus in the brain is in charge of the stress response. And when a stress response is triggered, it will send signals to the autonomic nervous system, the ANS system. So if there's a stress, it will basically alert the nervous system to respond in some way. Now, your nervous system knows how to respond most of the time and does so really effectively. It's survival. So typically, when we're not thinking too much and we're feeling okay, then we're unconsciously breathing, and our body's doing what it needs to do. Maybe we've just had a big meal and it's digesting. Maybe we're a bit cold and it's warming us up, and we don't have to think too hard about that. And then we have a kind of stress response system where our body will act differently according to the signals or the stresses that come through the hypothalamus. So if we go into the nervous system, we talk a lot about our baby states and the best ones for babies. So now I'm thinking about the best ones for parents. So we have these kind of two main states of the nervous system. You can be in your parasympathetic nervous system, or the rest and digest, or you can be in your sympathetic nervous system, which is that fight or flight response. Freeze, fight or flight. Often the freeze gets left off. So generally, again, if we're feeling calm, relaxed, not too stressed, nothing's bothering us too much, then we'll be sitting in that parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest. Our body knows what to do. It diverts its oxygen, its energy, its nutrients. Everything is where it needs to be. When we're in the parasympathetic, we are most attentive to stimulation, we learn, we're receptive, we're calm, we're relaxed, and we generally don't have a lot of stresses in our body. When we're in this system, we release oxytocin. We all know about oxytocin, so we want bundles of oxytocin to be released. And also endorphins, those feel-good hormones, dopamine, all those lovely, lovely feel-good hormones that help us feel calm and relaxed and good. Now, if something stresses us, then we switch almost immediately, very quickly over to the sympathetic nervous system, so that fight or flight. So we have that adrenaline response. Now, adrenaline and oxytocin don't get on. If we're releasing lots of adrenaline, then it blocks the receptors of oxytocin. And again, we have this physical response in our body. So our breathing will become very rapid. Our body will become very tense. And we might kind of feel a bit jittery, like all the oxygen and the blood, and therefore the oxygen, the energy goes to the extremities, so to the arms, to the legs. It's ready to fight the tiger or ready to run away. But it's taken away from the kind of essential organs and where it needs to be. Maybe your eyes are on stalks, it's just a state of stress. That's not great for our bodies. Obviously, we're releasing lots of adrenaline, we're reducing oxytocin, lots of cortisol, the stress hormone, can really rise in that sympathetic nervous system. So obviously, we want our parents to feel calm and relaxed, and we want them and their babies to be over here, probably over there on your screen, in the parasympathetic nervous system, so that they can, again, all the benefits of being relaxed, so that they can learn, so that they can build healthier relationships. All the research shows that it all makes a huge difference. It can help memory. So again, being in the sympathetic nervous system can impact memory. And again, they're here to learn. This is a learning environment. So we want them to remember, we want them to learn, and we want them to enjoy, and therefore take that home and practice with their babies. So it's really important that parents are relaxed and feeling happy when they're in our classes. Okay. Just a little nod to the different types of stress. So we're talking here about kind of short-term stress when we're talking about fight or flight, but we do have these different types of stress. So you've got a positive stress, which is a good thing. So it's suggested that we should all have some levels of stress in our body for our ANS system to kind of go through these systems. You can only be in one or the other, parasympathetic or sympathetic, but you can switch really quickly from one to the other. So you can, using using regulation, using breath work, using some of the techniques we'll look at, get yourself back into that if something does stress the parent. Maybe everything's going really well and then baby does a huge poo and mum panics, or the baby's crying and they switch into that sympathetic. Well, actually, we can reassure them or calm them, and then they're back over to the other side. So you can switch really easily between the two, but you can only be in one or the other. Anyway, sorry, so going back to the positive stress. So positive stress, yeah, we all have a little bit of stress in our life, and they suggest it's beneficial. It can help with kind of creativity, proactivity, productivity. These are kind of skills that push us out of our comfort zone a bit and help us try new things and to learn. So, we want a bit of positive stress, and it can be a small thing, positive stress. It might just be going to a new class, leaving the house for the first time with a baby. This is kind of an idea of positive stress. Tolerable stress might be something a bit more stressful, maybe the loss of a loved one, or starting a new job, or something that is kind of a bit more long-term, but still not too kind of destructive. It's something that's with caregiving and support that they can overcome, and it shouldn't have too much of an impact long-term. It's more manageable. Then something like toxic stress could be something that's gone on for a long time. So it might be more like abuse or neglect. And I'm mentioning these because we don't always know where our parents are in their cycle of emotion on that kind of. Maybe they're somewhere on the grief wheel. Maybe they had a really difficult birth. Maybe they're going through a separation. I mean, maybe they just lost a loved one. Maybe there's so many examples, but we don't know necessarily, unless you take a lot of information on your registration forms and what people are willing to share, where your parent is arriving. So giving them some kind of relaxation, helping them to regulate and stay in that parasympathetic nervous system and feel relaxed and at ease before a new activity, that's going to have a really big impact on the parent. A little nod to stress and mirror neurons as well. We already mentioned this, that babies and parents are in rhythm, but they pick up the emotional, they look to their caregiver at any point to know if things are okay. So I don't know if you've ever seen somebody hold a baby, for example, that's never held a baby before or doesn't really want to. I always remember one of my husband's friends coming to meet my son for the first time and holding him like, I don't know, what is this and what do I do with it? And, what's the first thing that happens for that baby when they're in that situation? They often start crying because they're just like, what's going on here? I'm picking up on this tension. That person's face doesn't look happy. I'm not sure what's going on. And then they communicate that to their caregiver. And it can happen on the flip side too. So I don't know if you've been in a room, and there's a joke and everyone starts laughing and the baby giggles along with you. The baby doesn't know the joke, but it's just these are the mirror neurons. And it's a great way for babies to learn and imitate as well. So an example you may have seen perhaps in your training or otherwise, the still face experiment, where the mother does not react to her baby for a moment. She just has a very neutral still face. And the baby, it's heartbreaking to watch. She's kind of tries all these things to get the attention, and then she gets really distressed until the parent comes back to soothe her. Why am I mentioning this here? Well, again, if the parent is relaxed, if they're calm, if they are feeling, excited and happy and can give eye contact and communication to the baby, and they're feeling more relaxed, then the baby in turn is going to feel that from their caregiver and feel more relaxed about this new activity. What is this new thing? I'm having a massage. I've never had one before, but mum looks relaxed. Dad looks okay. This is all right. So, we want those mirror neurons to play a part here as well, which is why we want to do the relaxation before we start the practical session. Now we know that mirror neurons are really important to influence emotional and social bonding, and it's said that babies, we favour faces that look like ours. That's kind of our genetic makeup, so we want to know, I will identify with that and I can learn from that, and I know that that's happy and that's sad, and it's like imitating. If you stick your tongue out at a newborn, then they will copy you. So again, stressing the point here, we want the parent to be as relaxed as possible, so that the baby feels relaxed and happy to try this new thing. I wasn't sure, but mum looks really up for this. Dad looks really up for this, so let's go for it. Okay. So how do we do this? I wanted to say a note, particularly on mirror neurons, before we go into some practical, is thinking about closing your eyes. So often with a relaxation, people will automatically say, close your eyes. So just going back to that idea with the still face experiment, I always give my parents a choice there. It might depend where their babies are. Babies don't have to be on the floor when you're doing a relaxation. They could be, I like to have them in arms, having a cuddle. They can be wherever they need to be. But I'll always give the parents an invitation. So you can either close your eyes or soften your gaze, depending on where your baby is or what you feel you need at this time. And another question that often comes up is, how do I engage the parents in this? How do I get them to join in? And there are no huge secrets. It's really a case of confidence. So hopefully the more confident you feel and give you some new ideas in delivering some relaxation, if the more oomph you give it, the more likely people are to join in. So that's the first thing I would say. So do it with conviction. If you want to do sort of a bit lackluster and I've got to do this relaxation, but I don't really like it. Imagine going to an aerobics class and the instructor's like, lean to the left, lean to the right. You're not going to feel that passion. You're not going to join in. So give it some conviction, have confidence in what you're doing. We speak to dolls. We're used to kind of being a bit out there. So you can lead a relaxation even if parents are busy changing nappies and not joining in. What I would say is that when you're leading a relaxation, whether 1, 2, 3 people are joining in, you're still creating that ambience in the room. And we know that oxytocin is contagious. We already know that even if parents are just watching massage or can't join in, that they are receiving the benefits of that oxytocin. So it's still creating a calm and an atmosphere that you want them to pick up on. So they're still there. They can still feel that. So don't worry if they're just busy or they're not there. Maybe they're not ready. Maybe it's week 1 and they don't quite feel safe yet to join in. But maybe by week 3, they're going to be like, right, yeah, absolutely. Let's go. Fully joining in your relaxation. So give them time. There's never any pressure with anything in our courses. So they're the things I wanted to mention before we do some practicals. So how do we bring this together? So I can't see you, but I hope that you might be up for some relaxation and you can join in. And if not, I'll give you an example of what happens when you just go for it and nobody's joining in. So I want to talk about regulation. So how do we do this? It's all good saying, okay, just relax. But in the history of somebody telling somebody to calm down or relax, nobody ever did. So we need some methods. We need some ideas to help with that. So one of the most important things is regulation. So we want to regulate the nervous system. We want to get the parents back into that parasympathetic, to feel calm, to get the oxytocin flowing, to reduce the stress hormones. And the easiest tool that we have to do that is breath work, is just breathing. And now we can all breathe. So that's a good start. I hope you're all breathing. I assume you are. And we don't need to be really overwhelmed by, really fancy long threads and strings and balloons. I mean, you can do all of those things if you have the knowledge and feel confident, but just leading the parents through a really simple breath work will do wonders. So maybe if you join in, then you can feel the benefits yourself. It can have all sorts of physical effects again. So just regulating our breathing can lower our heart rate, blood pressure, again, reduce those stress hormones, help us feel more calm by raising the feel-good hormones and just feeling more relaxed. And we know that there are long-term health benefits as well. Okay, so some ideas. Sometimes I'll invite the parents maybe to have one hand on themselves, maybe on their chest or their tummy, depending on the breath we're doing, and maybe one on their baby, depending on where their baby is, so they can connect and breathe that relaxation into their babies also. Again, it depends on where the babies are. If the baby's in arms, then we go with that. If the baby's on the floor, then perhaps they can give them eye contact and or have some kind of connection with them so that they don't feel too kind of left out from this moment. Otherwise, during that 1 to 2 minutes of relaxation, all the babies are kind of going, hey, I'm here. So we can try and engage them if possible. So for time, I think I'm just going to show you 2 breaths that are really simple and work really well. So one of them, as you have seen in Vimala's book, is just that kind of belly breathing or basically diaphragm breathing. And this is really simple. It is basically breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. So this is how we ideally do long breath work. It takes the minimal muscular effort to breathe in this way. And when you breathe out, on that out breath, lots of lovely oxytocin is released. Ideally, your out breath should be a bit longer than your in breath, again, which just helps to really, it slows it all right down and it helps to calm. So how to know you're doing it properly? So we'll go through it together. Let's start with, I'm going to bring up a little booklet. We'll do the belly breathing. So most importantly, make yourselves comfortable and relaxed. Okay? So I'll do this for you, but if this is with your parents, again, you can invite them to their babies where they feel comfortable. And allow your shoulders to sink to their natural level. These like to rise and tense. Let's just get them level. I'm going to put one hand on your chest and the other hand on your stomach. So I'll talk you through the breath and then we'll do some breathing together. So you're going to breathe in through your nose. I don't like to do timings because we all have different lung capacities. I really struggle with that. I've got tiny lungs. As my husband runs triathlons and does Ironman, and he's, I've done 10 breaths in his one. So what feels comfortable to you? So you're going to breathe in through your nose until you feel that you've taken in all the air that you can. And as you're breathing in, you should feel with your hand on your stomach expands. So you want the breath to go into your belly. So sometimes, again, particularly if we're stressed and it's rapid breathing, it's all in the chest. So the breath needs to reach your stomach. So as you're breathing in through the nose, you should feel your stomach expanding out. And then what we're going to do when you're ready is push your lips as if you're going to drink through a straw. And you're just going to breathe really slowly out through your mouth. And you can just press gently on your stomach as you do that and exhale slowly again until you've released all of the air. And then we'll just repeat those steps several times, just finding a nice rhythm. So hand on your chest, one hand on your tummy. You're going to breathe in through your nose, letting your stomach expand. When you're ready, breathing out through your mouth, you can gently push on your stomach. Let's do a few together. Go with your own rhythm if you're not with mine. One more. So a really simple breath. It makes me feel really calm straight away. So hopefully you have the same effect. Another breath I want to show you, that's an easy one to visualize for your parents, is box breathing. And I've got a really nice little visual that goes with this. So if you can imagine a box and you're going to be breathing across each side of the square. So we're going to, for example, breathe in for 4 seconds across the top of the box. And then you're going to hold on to the breath. Again, this time we're doing seconds. So just for 4. And then you're going to breathe out. Again, in through the nose, out through the mouth for the 4 seconds. And once you've released all the breath, you're just going to hold that again for 4. And then we'll repeat the cycle. Okay, so I'll wait till it comes back around the box and we can join in together. So it's breathing in, holding the breath, always for 4 seconds, breathing out, holding the breath. Okay, so we'll get ready to go. Breathing in, hold, 3, 2, 1, breathing out. Hold, 3, 2, 1, in, hold, 3, 2, 1, out. Hold, 3, 2, 1, in, hold, 3, 2, 1, out. Hold, 3, 2, 1. And you can just continue going around the box. If you like the box breath and you're looking to fill your minute, then you just do 4 of those, and there you are. So again, a nice simple breath, and it can help the parents to visualize by thinking about the box, thinking about the sides, and going around each side. So just 2 simple breaths. I mean, there are so many, but I just think there are 2 quite simple ones that you can take forward in your practice. And no matter what the relaxation is, so if you want to branch out to going forward into some of the ones we'll look at now, always start with some breathing. It's so regulating, and it's just, you know, the most simple tool that we have, and the physical benefits that it has for the parents, yeah, it's totally worth it. It's really simple. Okay. So not to being present. So what's this one around? So the studies show us that being present and relaxed, again, we've talked about this, can show us that we have higher brain function, increased awareness, increased immune function, improved mental health. We know that being more mindful is another word that's often used in replacement of being present. Can also lead to more positive relationships, people actually taking notice of each other and going off the screens, away from everything else. Like Vimal always said, and she, unplug the phone while they're doing baby massage. Well, now, we can't do that. It's in everyone's pocket and it's always present. So turn them off, switch them off, put them away, being present. Sometimes we need a little more than just saying, be present, look at your baby. So there's some short relaxations that we can do to help parents really be with their babies, be in the room, be in the session, really notice them. We know this enhances bonding. It helps them to gain a deep understanding of their babies, helps them connect with their babies. And of course, babies love it because that's what they're programmed to do, seek connection with their caregivers. So I can give you an example of this again. Maybe I'll just do an example for you, because I can't see you or engage. So maybe we'll just start with 3 deep breaths, and I'll just give you one example. You can use anything that can just help parents and babies to feel present in the session and in the moment with their babies. Okay. So I might lead in with a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Again. If you feel comfortable to where you are, take one more breath and maybe just close your eyes. And I want you to just take a moment to really notice your surroundings. If your eyes are closed, you can think about what you can hear. Maybe I can hear, for example, some traffic in the background, birds in the trees, a little bit of chatter in the background. To really focus on sounds that you can hear. Then I want you to pay attention to your body. Maybe the chair you're sitting on. Maybe your feet are on the floor. Maybe your fingertips. Are they resting on your lap? On a table? What textures can you feel? Are there any smells in the room? What time is it there? Maybe it's lunchtime. Maybe someone's cooking in the background. Maybe the grass has been cut. What smells can you smell? Okay. And this is with your parents and babies. Maybe you can invite them to look at their babies. What do they notice about their babies today? Maybe they can just take a moment to gaze at them, look into their eyes, any new little marks, any new smiles. Okay, so just being present, it can be something so simple. Maybe you can invite them to just look around the room. What do you notice on the ceiling? What do you see to your left, to your right, gazing down at your baby? So just something that helps them feel present in the moment. Another nice example is like a body scan. So perhaps again, leading with a breath, we can think about imagining a wave of light, for example, from the top of the head, and then you can talk it through their body. a body scan, maybe, starting in your forehead, through your eyes. You can let the jaw relax, let the teeth part, let your tongue relax in your mouth, and you can just work it all the way through the body, just becoming present of their own body and where they are in that moment. So some ideas about kind of being present can be a really nice, simple relaxation. Some other ideas. I'm looking at the time, how many of these can we get through? Self-massage. So I don't know how many people do this. One of the most easy ones to do with your parents that reinforces the learning of the strokes is face massage. Why not go through the strokes with your parents? So, okay, we're going to do a self-massage today. We've taken some breaths, and now we're just going to do the open book on the forehead. Can't do it like that. So relax your eyes. Okay, take them through the strokes on themselves. They can have a lovely face massage. Okay, so that's one idea. Or there are some really simple routines that you can look on YouTube, for example. I'm happy to send a link out. I'm conscious of how much we've got to get through all the time. This one, the lowering cortisol massage is a really nice one. Again, we can just start with one hand and they can just massage the necks, working really slowly down into the muscles of the shoulders, down the arms. Almost like our own strokes with finger rolls, shaking out the hands, noticing the difference in the sides of the body before we're going over to the other side. So some really simple self-massage. Again, bearing in mind that parents may need to see to their baby's needs, and that's fine. They can just join in whatever they can, or they can just feel the relaxation in the room from other people joining in, or from your tone and from what you're delivering as well. Some gentle stretches. So again, maybe parents are seeing to baby's needs, but something simple that they can all join in. Maybe we're just going to do some simple stretching. So perhaps we're just going to start with a nice shoulder roll. We're going to go back. And the other way, which always seems really hard when you've gone one way. Is that just me? Okay. I'm going through this quite quickly just because I'm conscious of giving you time for questions, but just to give you some ideas. So obviously you'd really take your time with this, make the most of that kind of couple of minutes with your parents. You could do a gentle neck stretch to one side. Again, nothing too strenuous, especially after birth or parents that are breastfeeding. They have very high levels of relaxin hormone in their body, so they can overstretch. So no lunges, just something really simple. They can look up and down to their babies. Maybe if they are free, you could do a big stretch out, and they can then tickle their babies or join in with their babies. Give them a little stroke down with their hands. You can incorporate the babies into the stretches as well if you want to. But it can just be something that simple, and something that just gives the parents a couple of minutes of self-care, just something for themselves in that moment if they're able to. Another one I really enjoy is affirmations. So again, the same idea, leading in with some breath work, maybe leaving the parents feeling just continuing that breath, feeling regulated, and then you can just read out some affirmations to them. Maybe you can have some gentle music playing in the background, or you can just read them. I'll give you some of the examples that I have in my booklet. So I might say to the parents as they're breathing and relaxing, or maybe holding their babies close, I take control of what I can and let go of what I can't. I focus on progress, not perfection. My baby loves me, no matter what today brings. I love my baby, no matter what today brings. I am the best parent for my baby. I am everything my baby needs. Tomorrow is a new day. I view mistakes as opportunities to learn and grow. I have a choice in what parenting advice I listen to. Again, just examples. Affirmations are more than just positive thoughts. They can speak to our subconscious minds. They can help increase our motivation, find solutions, gain acceptance of ourselves and different situations, and bring us peace, and are really empowering to the parents. And we know that we're in the business of empowering parents. So including some affirmations can be a really nice idea. Okay, and a guided relaxation. So do you want one? I mean, you could do a few minutes and then have 10 minutes for questions.
Ooh, I'll
if you
pop
would
in.
like.
I'm here. I'm reading some of these. People are commenting that the affirmations were fantastic, and I've been here with you the whole time doing it with you. You can't see me, but now I'm a
I
little.
can't see anyone. I'm just talking to myself. It's like usual.
Yes. People are asking, can you please send us those affirmations? Would you mind if I maybe popped your email into chat so people could contact you?
Please. Yeah, absolutely. And the last slide, we'll pop that. In fact, I'll pop that up now while I do it. There you go. There's my email and my social medias. So you're very welcome to contact me. I'm very happy to send anybody anything that I have, including some examples of guided relaxations. So the last one I wanted to mention, if you wanted to give a bit more, again, there may or may not be time, as the basic relaxation before your practical. It depends. Sometimes the babies are just ready to go and you think, okay, we'll just do something short, 1 to 2 minutes, but maybe later or at the end of the session, you think, oh, do you know what? Let's do a nice guided relaxation. Or maybe they're all asleep and you think, actually, I'm going to start with the guided relaxation. But I'm going to just give you an example. I'm going to read one that I won't send you off with your parents and babies because that will be confusing to any of you that don't have babies right now. Okay, this one's quite general. So a guided relaxation is just basically reading a story or a script to somebody in a state of relaxation. So it talks to, again, their subconscious mind. So if you think about your mind like an iceberg, the conscious mind, there's the tip of the iceberg. It's always there. And that's the one that's worrying about everything and what we need to do today and everything else that's going on. But our subconscious is kind of what we take in generally, from what we've learned in our lives, from messages that we receive around us. So we want to try and speak to that subconscious mind. And we know that when we're in a state of relaxation, we're quite susceptible to feeding the subconscious and to hearing these things. It's why they talk about hypnosis tapes before you go to sleep, for example, because before you go to sleep and in a light sleep, we're often kind of very open to listening to these messages. So when we're in a deep relaxation or a light state of hypnosis, if you like, they're often kind of interchangeable, we can really kind of take on these messages. So it's nice to affirm the parents, to take them off on lovely journeys, to let them know that they're doing a great job, whatever you want to add. You can write anything you like. So again, I can send you some examples of these, but I'll give you one to finish with today. So you can enjoy this guided relaxation. So I'll lead you in with a breath. Make yourself comfortable wherever you may be. Go and have a lie down, have a little lunchtime power nap, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so make yourselves comfortable. Close your eyes if you wish to, or just allow your gaze to soften. I'd like you to take 3 long cleansing breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. One more time. And just continue to breathe. As you focus on your breathing, you allow each breath to steady and calm your mind. And you allow your mind to steady and calm each breath. Just being here in this moment of now, thinking of nothing but your calm, steady breathing, in and out, in and out. And with each breath in, you can think about the idea of breathing in a sensation of calmness. And with each breath out, you can think about letting go of any tension or stress in your body. Just letting go of any tension, letting go of any stress. Just breathing in calmness and breathing out tension. And just continue to breathe naturally in this way for a while. And you find that your relaxation deepens even more as you breathe in through your nose, slowly and deeply, and out through your mouth, slowly and deeply. And when you feel ready, think about allowing your breath to slow right down, so that each time you exhale, the out-breath lasts just a little longer than the previous time. And each time you exhale, you feel a little more tension leave your body. Enjoy the sensation until you're ready to become aware of your surroundings once more and adjust back to the light of your room. Okay.
Yes, everybody was saying those affirmations were amazing, that they really enjoyed everything, and it's open up to questions and answers. Please type those questions so she can get them answered, not me. But I have to say, I was doing it with you. Like, you couldn't see, but I was doing it, and I'm so sorry, everybody. I was yawning because I'm so relaxed.
Yeah.
It's combating my coffee that keeps me going. So
it's really natural. When you breathe in, that we yawn. It's like we want to take more in. It's the kind of battle with the carbon dioxide and oxygen in the body. So yeah, completely normal. Oh, good. Thank you. I hope you feel relaxed. I'm sorry, it felt a bit of a whistle-stop tour, trying to condense a 2-hour workshop into one. So I'd love to, you're very welcome to come. We can organise one for the US if you want to do the full 2-hour workshop. Won't do a hard sale, but we slow it down. We have lots more examples. The science bit's kind of the same, but it's really nice to share it with anybody that wants it. And you get a nice little booklet which has it all in. All the little examples of the guided relaxations. I'm quite happy to send that to you guys as a PDF if you want, as a little treat.
Cynthia asks about how much time do you take for relaxation normally?
So literally just a couple of minutes. So it depends. Again, I think sometimes it can really depend on what's going on with the parents and babies. Sometimes they just arrive and all of them are in the quiet alert and they're just ready to go. So obviously you want to start with some relaxation, and it depends on the session as well. Maybe on session 1, they might need a bit longer to kind of really feel the benefit of relaxation. And then by 5, they're kind of ready and waiting. And sometimes they ask for more at the end. So there's not really a right answer other than, again, the manual suggests that the relaxation should be at least 1 to 2 minutes, ideally. So a short relaxation to begin with, but as I said, if you've got time at the end of your sessions, my parents really enjoy that. Just lying down for a long guided meditation, they enjoy it.
One moment, I have to hop off because I have to go to the next session, but I've popped Crystal's email in the chat again, and you guys feel free to Q&A until it shuts down. So I'll see you guys at the next one.
Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Bye.
Take care. Skipping through the chat. Sorry, I didn't leave very long for questions. Just trying to get in as much as possible. But you're very welcome to ask if you have any more. Different form of relaxation for each session. I tend to keep some things the same because as adults, we don't always like to be surprised either. So I might start, for example, with the same or a very similar or slight variation of breath work. So they know we're going to start leading with these breaths, and then maybe I might do the same thing for the first couple of weeks while the group is still kind of finding their feet, and then I might be a bit more brave, maybe weeks kind of 3 to 5, and try something a bit different. But yeah, there's no right or wrong again to that. Some people actually maybe like to do the same every week for you as instructors to feel confident with that, but also the parents, maybe once they get familiar with a relaxation, maybe they can go a bit deeper and more, appreciate that relaxation a bit more if they know what's coming. Try is my answer. Try, see what feels right for you and for that group. Again, some groups you get a sense depending on the type of group I'm working with. Some people just, they're not going to do a stretch, for example, just small things. You just think, okay, this group needs something different. So just like we do with our parents and babies, just read the group and see what you think works best for them. PDFs of the pamphlet. Yep, sure. Just email me if anyone would like the PDF. That's fine. Happy to send it. Comes time. I think I've answered that question. If I've missed any, please pop them in the chat. Thank you for being here and for watching. Nice to see some numbers. Just sort of assume behind my PowerPoint presentation, I'm just me. And I hope if you're watching on the recording that you enjoy. Please remind me what you said about how to incorporate the baby into the relaxations. Okay, so again, just like in some of my pictures, one of the leaflet here, just for the basic one, is that parents can always just be holding their baby. So sometimes there's this, especially if our dolls are down. So always remember your role modeling. If actually, I always scoop my doll up, again, same on the picture, into my arms. Just to show that actually, you can incorporate your baby, you can hug them, you can share this relaxation with them. Or if you're doing something maybe more like a stretch and you think it would, and the babies are happy and are down on the mats or on the floor, then it might just be, for example, if you were to do like a big arm stretch, I'm going to stretch out your arms. As they come down, it might be that we'll then stroke down the baby, or give them a little tickle, or give them a kiss. So they can be as much a part of it as anything else. So so I often incorporate the baby a lot if I'm doing stretches. I think that's the best way to answer that question. Yeah, does that answer your questions? But you can incorporate them how you like. Sometimes as well, if I'm doing a longer guided relaxation and it's at the end of the session, if I want the parents, if I'm feeling, if there's time, I might get the parents to relax in a chair or lie down, and I'll just say, like, just cuddle, just have their babies on them, just lie with them or lie next to them so that they're in contact. So again, the babies aren't completely removed from the relaxation. So if you're doing a nice guided relaxation. So during guided relaxation, when you need to relax the entire body. So again, you could lie down and they could just be lying next to their baby. Maybe they could have their arms in a C shape so they're protected and the baby feels close to their parent. That could be an idea so that they don't feel lost or left. Otherwise, again, in arms. I always say to the parents as well, similar to when you are massaging and a baby wants to be in a different position or be held or be turned around, I would just say to the parent, just do what you can. If you're doing it with one hand, then just do it with one hand. Just join in as much as you can. If you're just doing the breathing, that's fine and that's great. That's the most important thing. No matter what's going on with the babies, they can all breathe. So if nothing else, just say join in the breath. Thank you, Sarah. That's very kind. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope it wasn't too rushed. It felt like it was a bit rushed, but I just want to give it all to you. I'll leave you to go off to your other sessions. There's some amazing speakers and other sessions coming up. So if there are no more questions, then I will go. And you have my email. So please feel free, with any other questions come up or if there's anything that you would like from me, then just get in touch and I will send it over. I will put the an affirmations sheet. I'll give it to the ladies so they can just pop that up when they send out the slides and everything as well, so that you have that, because that seemed to be a really popular one. Okay, all right, well, have a lovely day, and thank you all so much for joining me, and hopefully I will see you all soon.